Today, the House Financial Services Committee fails to reach a deal on a bipartisan stablecoin bill. A federal judge cuts down Sam Bankman-Fried's communications over witness tampering claims, and Polygon Labs' chief legal officer provides an update on the platform's new database, highlighting the use cases of blockchain technology. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Kate Rooney. Crypto markets holding steady after the Fed raised rates yesterday, and a new report this morning found GDP growing faster than Wall Street expected. By noon Eastern, Bitcoin traded around $29,300. Ether, meanwhile, hovered around $1,870, and Polygon's Matic token trading around 72 cents. Okay, let's talk about some of the top stories. Sam Bankman-Fried just had his bail conditions restricted by a federal judge. In a hearing on Wednesday, federal prosecutors argued that SBF engaged in witness tampering by sharing the personal writings of Caroline Ellison, the former head of Alameda Research and a former romantic partner to Bankman-Fried. It's the second time he's been accused of witness tampering, first being back in January when the government claimed SBF messaged the general counsel of FTX US on the encrypted messaging app Signal. In response to the claims, the judge imposed a limit on SBF's communications until the court determines whether he should be sent to jail ahead of his trial. At the same time, prosecutors also told the federal judge they wouldn't pursue a campaign finance charge against SBF after failing to include the charge as part of his extradition agreement with the Bahamas. Next, two crypto bills just passed a key vote in a congressional committee. The House Financial Services Committee voted to advance the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act and the Blockchain Regulatory Uncertainty Act. The FIT-21 Act would establish clearer guidelines for digital assets, like which tokens are controlled by the CFTC versus the SEC, while the blockchain bill would limit miners from being treated as money transmitters. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted about the bills, asking people to reach out to their representatives and urge them to vote yes. The bills now face a vote in the House Agriculture Committee. And just today, the House Financial Services Committee failed to reach a bipartisan deal on a stablecoin bill it was also considering. In his opening remarks during the markup session, committee chair Patrick McHenry said he was disappointed a deal couldn't be reached with the ranking member Maxine Waters, but actually placed the blame on the Biden administration. McHenry claimed a deal was in reach, but the White House, quote, brought negotiations to a halt. All right, on to our main story. It's been more than a month since Polygon Labs launched what it calls the Value Prop, an open database hoping to highlight the positive use cases of blockchain technology. Crypto World's Talia Kaplan got an update on that initiative from Polygon Labs' Chief Legal Officer Rebecca Rettig. She also discusses some of the recent changes at the platform.
You were recently promoted to Chief Legal Officer at Polygon Labs, and the former Chief Legal Officer was promoted to CEO. President Ryan Wyatt will step down at the end of this month and is expected to serve in an advisory role, I understand. Now, these changes come as Polygon, which is a layer 2 scaling solution for the Ethereum blockchain, is going through a rebrand of sorts in what has been dubbed Polygon 2.0. Can you take us through the vision for this next chapter of your corporate development?
Polygon 2.0 is a very exciting development. It looks to build out all sorts of different chains, ZK EVM, and a lot of the forward-thinking technology that Polygon Labs is building, and bring them together in a unified way to really move the entire blockchain space forward and watch the proliferation of a blockchain-based internet come to life and bring together a value layer for the internet.
Well, the last time you were on our show was a little more than a month ago. That's when Polygon Labs launched what's called the Value Prop, an open source database showcasing blockchain use cases and innovation around the world. Now, last time we spoke, you noted that the database showcases use cases with several different verticals, including finance, healthcare, and sustainability. Now that the database has been active for more than a month, how is the Value Prop going? Are you noticing there is, in fact, a demand for this database?
There's a big demand for it. I think it's really brought a big aha moment for people to understand that blockchain-based internet applications are in their day-to-day life already with brands like Starbucks, Disney, Sports Illustrated, Ticketmaster. And so it's really part of what people are already doing when they're using the internet. I've heard from a lot of different policymakers and governments around the world that they are using this when they're looking at blockchain technology and seeing how it's being built out and how it will really be part of and is currently part of the economy. And I've heard from lots of friends that they are showing it to their parents too, and that it's really an educational moment for them to incorporate and understand how blockchain is being used by major brands that are really part of our day-to-day life.
Can you take us through some of the specific projects included in the database? You mentioned some, like Starbucks, Disney, but even the humanitarian organization UNICEF is included. And I understand WorldCoin, the crypto project launched by OpenAI's Sam Altman, is also included. And I'm specifically interested in that example, given WorldCoin just went live this week.
There are lots of exciting use cases, all of whom that you hear about both in the news. There are over 430 applications that are actually featured in all sorts of parts of the economy that we're used to, whether it be healthcare or AI or even social media. And so anything you want to see on there, including a blockchain-based application for the California DMV, is featured there. So things that you wouldn't even think about and all the things you hear about in the news are also able to be found on the value prop. It's a completely interactive website, and you can search it in a number of different ways, whether it be by use case or by a sector of the economy. And we've also recently added something called Impact Locale that shows where certain applications are making a really positive social impact around the world.
What's next for the value prop? What is your vision?
There are some exciting updates coming by way of video testimonials. Developers will be on and we'll have videos up where they explain why blockchain is necessary for what they're building. And we will also have people in all sorts of places everywhere in the world talk about how their lives have been touched positively by blockchain-based applications. So the value prop is going to continue on with the aha moments and really showing how real people use blockchain technology and why it is a force for good in the world too.
Well, it certainly will be interesting to continue to follow those developments. But earlier this month, I read that a group of Polygon founders and researchers proposed a token upgrade that would replace the network's Matic token with Pol for more utility. Where does that stand right now, and what prompted that proposal to come about to begin with?
Polygon 2.0, as we talked about earlier, is a really new way of thinking about integrating technology. And so to have something that powers all of these various chains and make sure that they are working together in a unified way will also require, an additional token upgrade from a software perspective too, to ensure that the technical upgrade really works in a seamless way and is easy for everyone to use.
A judge ruled this month that Ripple did not violate securities laws when issuing XRP to retail investors, giving the crypto company a partial win in its battle with the SEC. The ruling marked a major blow to the SEC's efforts to regulate the crypto industry. What was your reaction to that ruling?
I was really pleased to see the Ripple court's ruling because the decision does a really important job of distinguishing between what are securities and what are transactions in securities. And the court in Ripple said XRP, which is just a piece of software, right? The token itself in itself is not a security, and did the important job of parsing through the different types of transactions and determining whether those are securities. I think the important takeaway here, though, is that various courts have found various different things with respect to various different types of securities transactions in all different parts of the countries. And what that really suggests is we will have a number of different ways that courts are looking at this. And what we really need instead is a broad scale piece of legislation that puts forward a way, guardrails and ways that the crypto asset market will be working in the United States and will be regulated among the SEC, the CFTC, and various other agencies.
Does this ruling have any implications for Polygon Labs, especially after the SEC has been arguing that several popular cryptocurrencies, including Polygon's Matic token, are securities? The regulator specifically named Matic and other tokens in the agency's lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase last month. So does this decision have an impact on Polygon Labs?
Well, this is a district court decision that is confined to the facts and circumstances relating to Ripple and these transactions and XRP itself. But what I think it really does is it buttresses, I think, our opinion and others that these tokens on their own are not securities and that you really have to look at transactions themselves.
So sticking with regulation, we have been hearing about several crypto-related bills recently. For example, last week, House Republicans introduced a new digital asset oversight bill. And earlier this month, Senators Lummis and Gillibrand unveiled their revamped crypto bill. What do you think about those developments? And do you think a comprehensive regulatory framework for crypto can be achieved here in the US? And if so, what is a realistic timeline?
I think we are seeing so many different bills come out through various different members of Congress, whether it be, as you pointed out, the Senate or in the House of Representatives. And I do think a comprehensive regime can be put together for the crypto asset markets in the United States. That will bring the US in line with major other jurisdictions in the world, such as the EU and Japan and the UK, who have either put in place these broad scale regulations for crypto markets in those jurisdictions or are planning to, and making really active steps to do so.
All right, that's it for Crypto World today, but we'll be back again tomorrow. We'll see you then.